Ah, right. Greetings, friend. Welcome back. So this was ra- rather sloppy. I must admit. This might be a little redundant. Recording this, but uh, why not? It has a very sorry excuse for a lesson, I guess you could say. But I suppose it does show how well you could do when you yourself aren't performing as well. So, yeah, this one this one was needlessly difficult. Although, as you'll see, wasn't all my fault, right? Um so the spawn here isn't really all that bad. No phoenixes like at all anywhere. Get a couple of packed bomber sectors, but that's not a big deal. And a single, no, okay, so there's like five adjacent bombers. But only three of them are packed sectors, and these two just have guardians. So essentially, shouldn't be a big deal. And I guess at the start, it wasn't. But as you'll see, when it came to clearing things out after the fact, after my mods were on cooldown, um, started to fumble a lot. Not sure why. So I saw these two immediately and teleported on them immediately. I didn't see this sector down here immediately, though. I saw this, and I thought, should I use my amplifier to kill that sector, or should I just wait? But if I waited, what would I use my amplifier on? Thinking maybe a Hydra or something? I'm not sure. It took me a good bit to see that, so I kind of left that ship there for a few seconds just while I was dealing with this down here or over here, and then I finally saw this sector down here. I had to move just to get into the teleport range of it. So yeah, already from the get go, starting to mess up a bit here and there. But despite that, all three sectors are pretty much knocked out at the beginning as usual. So then the suspend phase, or you know, uh, just clearing out like entry sectors, right? So these Guardian bomber sectors, I've kind of discovered. I guess you could say that discovered that you can just use decoy against the Guardians, and if you time it right, the rocket should or shouldn't hit you because you'll kill the Guardians well before the rockets reach you. But yeah. So knock out all the Guardians and then just follow the bomber around. Now, don't try to follow it around perfectly because one, you'll take constant splash damage, and two, there's a small chance that you will get hit directly with rockets, normally because of an interceptor that takes up one of your guns. So keep that in mind. Just follow them around loosely, I should say. But the next mistake is this sector over here. This is a suspend worthy sector, like I said last time. Because decoy can't quite handle this sector, right? Only problem is this sector is not in the way. I didn't have to deal with this sector, so I'm not sure why I did so. So another mistake there, but I mean, I guess it does make it more clear, but just a little redundant there. So yeah, again, don't follow the bomber too closely because of all the splash damage and whatnot. Um, Destroyers are in, but I'm going to let them do their thing. And then, of course, once all the mods are on cooldown, set on the storms, because storms don't require mods to kill. Using the repair drone and the decoy drone to shield myself from ghosts and heal myself, of course. try to use that repair drone off cooldown as much as possible. Finally dealt with that bomber. Yeah, and again, another mistake. I don't know why I was clearing the Guardians down here. Although I guess if I wanted to use my decoy off cooldown, but that's not really necessary, to be honest. So yeah, I should have been up here dealing with the storms while I was waiting for my alpha shield to cool down. So again, very so I mean, I guess it's kind of haphazard because I wasn't trying to go against the established strategy. I was just doing things as they happen. So like before, I would stagger my teleports onto the planets just so I have time to think, right? However, because I forgot this one had activated its alpha shield late because I had not found the bomber in time. Uh, this one's alpha shield was still on cooldown when I teleported. Yeah, and that destroyer is not shielded, and that phoenix, which could shield it, is currently moving. So, yeah. So just to save myself, I used to spin just to try and keep my hull above 5,000, just so the destroyer's vengeance wouldn't one-shot me. And luckily, it was long enough to where my shield came back off cooldown, so I kind of wasted a suspend there, but it's okay. This is a really light star, not that big a deal. All right, so then I look back up here, and the reason I stagger them is just so I have a plan. So a lot of Serbs still alive over here, so definitely going to teleport out. Now over here, I could have stayed in the sector because all that was in here was just the Phoenix and the Hydra, and I guess that bomber as well. But that's okay. I can sit in there with suspend, but I didn't see that before I teleported that all the signals had died. So, but yeah, so that both of these level 11 sectors are pretty much ready to be suspended later. And then down here, I had all three active at the same time because again I messed up. So yeah, so despite my mistakes, the human condition, this is still technically part of the plan. Have a half-dead Hydra and Phoenix in the sector when you leave. And, I mean, assuming you don't use suspend right away. So yeah, so from here, which is actually pretty good time, because normally this would be done... I know, I guess this is the same time. It's just that sometimes I would have suspend and go through the entire suspend, but I'm not sitting in these sectors this time, so I'm not using suspend against the Hydra and Phoenix immediately. So yeah, so around the formative mark is when the transports get in and whatnot. The civilian ships can civilize. But yeah, and also another thing that was happening throughout the entire star, I kept not using my decoy and repair drone. Like, okay, I used that there, but during this defense part, I was not really paying attention to the ghosts, as it were, or I wasn't paying attention to my modules to shield myself from ghosts. I was looking at where they were spawning. But yeah, so because I was dealing with all this, because I noticed that these two had started on the same sector, I forgot to use suspend. The idea was to use suspend while entering this sector, but I did not. So this ship kind of sat in there, taking a lot of signal damage too, before I realized, because I don't know why it took me so long to look back over here to activate suspend. I had to use my decoy just so the hydras wouldn't kill me. Close call there, but quick thinking, I should say. Gotta be proud of myself. I may make mistakes, but at least I can get back out of them sometimes. So yeah, using decoy to shield the ghosts here, but this is the start of the real trouble. Yeah, Andreas likes to do these things. he likes to do a little trolling, as it were. Yeah. So ghosts and interceptors were spawning constantly near my transports. Nothing I can really do. I mean, occasionally they would give me a break, Andreas would give me throw me a bone, and because of that, I could finally work on clearing out the rest of these level 11 planets. But yeah, it just kept happening, and I guess the lesson with this one is, because this build is a bit more involved than, your regen shield and your leap and your suspend or remote bomb or have you, defense can really mess up your order of operations, because I was focusing a lot on defense because, good lord, do I miss DRS10 spawns. But uh, yeah, I was so fixated on the defense that, I wasn't doing the hydro. I wasn't art boosting as much as I should have. I wasn't loading arts, really. That's what I should be saying. Took me a good while to do so. Yep. I mean, I know there are 5 planets that the ghosts and interceptors can spawn at, and occasionally I did just give up and just activated the stealth there. But the 2 out of 5 chance, the 40% chance, I guess, maybe, if my math is correct, that an interceptor or ghost will start spawning on a sector with my transports. Good lord. Just as bad as these arts, But yeah, so I guess that's kind of all really. Just to show that, even though I guess I was just kind of out of it, not sure what was going on. I making multiple mistakes. You can still get through pretty easily with this build. This from an old corp mate, reticle, and yeah, and the lesson. Okay, no, that's right. That was the lesson, right? That you can make mistakes. I mean, I guess you can make mistakes with regen shield too, but I digress. So this was just an excuse to talk more, because I don't talk at all. As you can tell by my staggered speech. But yeah, so I guess I shall see you around. Hopefully, when Andreas stops trolling me with ghosts and interceptor spawns, and hopefully when my brain can catch up with my fingers and move my ships correctly and whatnot. But yeah. Anywho, yeah, I'll see you around, and ta-ta for now.